The public hearing centered around the no work, no pay rule, strike deductions, as well as bonuses paid to management and those on the total cost to company pay structure. But what dominated the sitting was the alleged emotional trauma, with most MPs wanted to know what the NBC management has done to fix the broken relationship at the national broadcaster. The committee says NBC employees are of the view that they were financially punished because of the strike, a situation that resulted in many falling into debts. Employees also told lawmakers that the working relationship has been getting worse since the devastating strike, with regional managers finding it difficult to restore morale back into the employees.
What we found on the ground, which perhaps you found before we went there before the strike, but we went there after. The staff and the other one was really crying in that meeting. It is a serious, traumatic, psychological, emotional, devastating employees that you have. They may smile at you now, but the reality on the ground is different.
NBC Director General Stanley Similo told the committee that the workers have also not been friendly with him. The NBC board chairperson, Lazarus Jacobs, pointed out that there was no punishment and the company even went to an extent of deducting the strike money over 5 months instead of a once-off.
You use the word punishment. Why would NBC in its own right mind want to punish? Who? Why would Semilo want to punish the people whom he depends on to get a bonus? Why would we want to do that? There's nobody punishing anybody.
Explaining the no work, no pay rule, Similo said it was part of the rules of the strike. This strike rule, he says, was explained to the employees before the strike.
I was communicating continuously with the staff, indicating what no work, no pay would mean from an organizational perspective. What I cannot take responsibility for would be what the union would be doing. Part of us explaining what the no work, no pay rule would mean, explicitly explained, meant that once the legal strike continues, for every day that employees would be on strike, they will not get any form of recognition financially linked to their daily wage salaries, contribution to medical aid, literally dissecting every bit of earning. So on that score, through the chair, that was done properly.
But MP Ephraim Nekongo wanted to know from the NBC management whether it was proper to leave some employees in the minors in the name of the no work, no pay rule.
Imagine if a month comes and you do not get your salary. Just put yourself in that shoes.
The NBC also informed the committee that management tried to avert the strike in its initial stages and even offered a once-off payment. However, employees rejected this offer and subsequently voted in favor of the strike. Elma Dienda brought up the issue of NBC management allegedly having offered itself bonuses.
Because if you say that you deserve a bonus, and this was one of the reasons why they say they went on strike, you said you deserve a bonus. Are you saying that the people at the lower level who is doing the job and who makes you to perform well don't deserve a bonus?
Similo explained that bonuses were given as part of the employment contract and approved by the board.
Nobody took money that was untoward, absolutely not. Otherwise, I would have been in jail, together with my fellow directors and the executives, and I'm still waiting to be locked up.
However, MP Maximilian Kashimune was not happy with the NBC responses, describing it as one-sided, and has left some aspects, such as the removal of the salary notches, unanswered. Kashimune described the management action as a punishment and that the public broadcaster has made history in punishing its employees who were on a legal strike. He further questioned why the NBC has not yet respected the High Court judgment that ruled that the removal of the salary notches was illegal. Some committee members also accused the NBC management of failing to apply the rules with conscience, considering psychological impacts on the people. In their response, NBC board expressed dismay that the consultation meeting turned into a public hearing with MPs already made their conclusions based on what they gathered from the employees.
What's making me uncomfortable is the fact that this is supposed to be a consultative meeting, but certain issues are mentioned as a matter of fact. So I find that the committee here is being the judge and the jury. When you say, yes, you do this, and I find it difficult to believe you when you can't say things like that in a consultative meeting.
If we come and we say, there is this allegation that the DG bought himself a car, how can the board allow that? And you make up your mind about that issue. And you start throwing, instead of asking the question to understand whether it is true, because you still have the responsibility to get a response from us and to understand whether this issue is a real issue or not. I think that should be the spirit.
The public hearings came after a motion was tabled in the National Assembly by RDP MP Mike Kavekotora last year. The consultation will continue on a date yet to be decided upon. Timo Andreas, NBC News, Parliament.